Today we're doing NBA Imperialism, but the teams are determined by the player's age. And as always, we have to spin the wheel of teams to see which team will be attacking first. And we land on the 19-year-olds. So we come over to the map, put our spinning arrow on the 19-year-olds, give it a spin, and wherever the arrow points, that is where they will be attacking. They'll be attacking the 30-year-olds. This game was a complete blowout. Despite GG Jackson dropping 25 points for the 19-year-olds, they still stood no chance. While he was the only player to score over 20 for his team, Joel Embiid, Derek White, and Pascal Siakam all scored over 20 for the 30-year-olds. This resulted in the 30-year-olds winning 119-86. So with that win, the 30-year-olds take over the 19-year-olds' land, and that is how this is going to work. Whoever wins takes over the other person's land. Anyways, we are back over to the wheel of teams, and this time we land on the 34-year-olds. 3 teams they could possibly attack here, but the arrow points, it's the 23-year-olds. Yet again, this game was a blowout. Both Damian Lillard and Paul George scored over 20 for the 34-year-olds, but their defense was terrible, allowing Anthony Edwards to score 36 points and LaMelo Ball to put up a 31-point double-double. The 23-year-olds won 167-102. And the 23-year-olds pick up a little bit of land right there. 34-year-olds didn't have the most land. And attacking next is the 35-year-olds. We're staying with the old players. And of course, spinning the arrow for them, they land on the 31-year-olds. Again, this game was a blowout. The 35-year-olds were led by James Harden and DeMar DeRozan. And for the 31-year-olds, Anthony Davis dropped 29 points and 18 boards. AD led them to a 101-81 win. And the 31-year-olds pick up a little bit of land right there. And of course, back over to the wheel. This time we land on the 23-year-olds. So we will get to see them play again. Spinning the arrow, it lands on the 31-year-olds. While the 31-year-olds blew out the 35-year-olds, they stood no chance against the 23-year-olds. They had 4 players score double digits, whereas the 23-year-olds had 7 players score in double digits, leading them to a 143-109 win. 23-year-olds pick up a big chunk of land right there, and they're looking like the team to beat so far. But we have so many teams we have yet to see play yet, and we land on the 24-year-olds. Spinning the arrow for them, a lot of teams they could potentially attack, but it lands on the 20-year-olds. I expected the 24-year-olds to do a lot better this game. Kobe White led them in scoring with 24 points. And for the 20-year-olds, it was Wembanyama who went off, scoring 33 points and grabbing 11 boards. And with an additional 28 points from Keontae George, the 20-year-olds won 127-97. So the 20-year-olds gain a little bit of land in the South right there. They're the youngest team remaining, and hopefully we can start getting some better matchups. None of these games have been close at all. We land on the 33-year-olds. They will be attacking one of the 2 oldest teams in this video, though, and this time it lands on the 37 and up year olds. That makes sense? That sounded weird. The 37 plus year olds. This game was relatively close to start. The 33-year-olds were led by Kawhi Leonard with 21 points and Chris Middleton with 23 points. Unfortunately for them, the 37 plus year olds took over in the 4th quarter. Thanks to LeBron, who dropped 47 points this game, the 37 plus team won 118-112. So the 37 plus year olds pick up a good chunk of land right there. They're looking like they're around the same size as the 23-year-olds in terms of land area. And the next attacking team is the 20-year-olds. We got to see them play again. 20-year-olds have such a weird shape for their land. I'm just going to put the arrow here and let's see where it lands. Lands on the 22-year-olds. Finally, we had a close game. With 20 seconds left, the 20-year-olds led by 4 points. This is our closest game so far. Only a 4-point lead with 20 seconds left. They are gonna have to foul here. Are they just not gonna foul? You're down by 4. There's still time for them to come back, and they decided just not to foul Wemby. Waste all the time off the clock. That makes no sense at all. What is 2K doing? I mean, this is pretty impossible now. Josh Giddey, what is he doing? He's not even shooting the ball. That was the worst end to a game possible for the 22-year-olds right there. They deserve that loss. So the 20-year-olds get even more land right there. They still got such a weird shape of land though. But attacking next will be the 29-year-olds. They started off with a big chunk of land just right in the middle of the map, but let's see who they'll attack. the 37 and up year olds. And we are right back to the blowouts. LeBron went off again, scoring 40 points this time, but they had no answer for Nikola Jokic, who scored a 29-point triple-double, and Giannis, who was only 2 assists shy of a 20-point triple-double. The 29-year-olds won 125-92. And just like that, the 29-year-olds have the biggest landmass in the US now. They're going to be a really tough team to beat. I still want to see an actual close game yet. We still haven't gotten that. We land on the 28-year-olds. Okay, let's go ahead and spin the arrow for them. And the team they will be attacking it lands on the 30-year-olds. Despite the 28-year-olds having 8 people score over 10 points, this game wasn't close. The 30-year-olds also had 8 players scoring double digits, led by Embiid with 31 points, and the 30-year-olds won 141-128. 30-year-olds picking up a good bit of land right there. They completely surround the 26-year-olds now, so if we ever land on the 26-year-olds, they have to attack the 30-year-olds. And we are down to just 10 teams remaining now. And we got the 36-year-olds attacking first. And they got 2 tough teams they could potentially face right here. But they're attacking the 29-year-olds. Giannis had a big game, dropping 37 points. Kevin Durant and Steph Curry tried their best to carry the 36-year-olds, but they got blown out still. 29-year-olds won 116-89. And the 29-year-olds landmass gets even bigger right there. They're looking pretty unstoppable with Giannis and Jokic. And the 32-year-olds are our oldest team remaining now. So that's pretty crazy. All the old guys getting eliminated. And we land on the 27-year-olds. We have not seen them play yet. They have a high chance of attacking the 29-year-olds. And it just barely points to the edge of the 29-year-olds territory. So 27 attacks 29. Finally, we had another close game. The 27-year-olds led by 1 with less than 2 minutes left. Things stayed within 2 points till the final 15 seconds of the game, where the 29-year-olds were forced to foul. After the 27-year-olds hit both their free throws, Giannis bricked a deep 2. I don't know why this was the shot they took, but this sealed the fate of the game, and the 27-year-olds won 119-113. So the 27-year-olds are going to go from this little piece of land, and now they got like half the US. The entire West Coast is theirs. There still is a few teams we haven't even seen play yet. And we land on the 20-year-olds again. Spin the arrow. I think at this spot they can... I don't even know if they can attack the 27-year-olds like that. Nah, they're attacking the 25-year-olds. Despite their success earlier and having 6 players score double digits, the 20-year-olds got blown out. Ja Morant had a monster game, scoring 38 points and dishing out 13 assists. And he led the 25-year-olds to a 142-104 win. And with their first win, the 25-year-olds become one of the biggest teams on the map now. The young teams are not doing very good. We still have the 21-year-olds, but they haven't even played yet. I believe it's the 21 and 26-year-olds we haven't seen yet. We land on the 27-year-olds though, and they can either attack the 23 or 25-year-olds here. Arrow lands on the 25-year-olds. This game was very close up until the 4th quarter. Devin Booker led the 27-year-olds with 24 points, but the 25-year-olds were led by Luka, who had a 33-point double-double. He took over in the 4th and helped them win 139-121. And just like that, the 25-year-olds have over half of the US under their control now. Can we get a team we haven't seen play yet on the wheel though? And we do. We get the 26-year-olds. And of course, they are completely surrounded by the 30-year-olds, so they will have to attack them. The 26-year-olds were on fire for their first game here. They had 3 players score over 20, whereas the 30-year-olds only had Siakam score over 20. The 26-year-olds won 127-107. So the 26-year-olds are going to go from having a tiny bit of the Northeast to having almost the entire East Coast. And we are down to only 5 teams remaining now. And we land on the 23-year-olds. I'm going to put the arrow over here. That way they have a good chance of attacking any of these teams. But it lands on the 25-year-olds. Anthony Edwards had a big game for the 23-year-olds, scoring 35 points. The 25-year-olds were led by Ja again. This time he scored 30, and he had a lot more help on his team than Anthony Edwards, and that helped the 25-year-olds win 119-106. And the 25-year-olds just get even bigger right there. 32 and 21-year-olds are lucky. They haven't even had to play yet, and they're in the Final Four. Hopefully we get at least one of them. I don't even know if they deserve to be here. And we land on the 25-year-olds. But let's see where this arrow will land. It lands on the 32-year-olds. The 32-year-olds didn't stand a chance this game. Led by Bogdan Bogdanovic, they could not stop the unstoppable 25-year-olds, led by Ja Morant and Luka Doncic. The 25-year-olds won 126-105. So yet again, the 25-year-olds gain even more land right there. We're down to 3 teams remaining now. We have still yet to see the 21-year-olds play. I don't know if they're any good, but we do land on them right here. And if we come over to the map, they are completely surrounded by the 25-year-olds, so they have to attack them. Just like the other teams, the 21-year-olds stood no chance here. They made a bit of a comeback in the 4th, led by Paulo Banchero, who scored 36 points this game, but it was Naz Reid going off for the 25-year-olds, scoring 42. And the 25-year-olds won 144, 131. So the 25-year-olds pick up Florida right there, and we are down to just 2 teams remaining now, 25 and 26-year-olds. Now I am 26, so I'm going to be rooting for the 26-year-olds. Now we do have to spin the wheel one more time. Whatever team it lands on will be attacking. So the 26-year-olds are attacking the 25-year-olds. Thankfully, this final game was close, and with less than a minute left in the game, the 26-year-olds led by just 2 points. The 26-year-olds up by 2 with only 53 seconds remaining, and why would they take a timeout right now? Okay. The CPU always takes timeouts at bad times, and then they lose. 25-year-olds can tie up the game on this possession. Ja Morant loses the ball. De'Aaron Fox on the fast break, gets it out to SGA. SGA misses his shot. They really should have just slowed it down at that point if they're not going to get an open layup. Naz Reid from 3, and Naz Reid trades the 3-pointer to take the 1-point lead. And the 26-year-olds use their last timeout. I'm telling you, they don't take timeouts at the right time. All right, they get the ball to SGA. De'Aaron Fox driving, tough layup. He hits the layup. 26-year-olds with the 1-point lead now. I mean, the 25-year-olds can just hold the ball here, go for the last shot, hit the game winner, and win. Since the shot clock and game clock are pretty much the same. Not much difference. Naz Reid with the screen. Ja Morant pulling up from 3, and he misses the 3-pointer. They're going to have to foul now. SGA going to the line. First free throw is good, and the second free throw now is good as well. So it's a 3-point game. 11 seconds left. The 25-year-olds need a 3 right here. Lou Dort pulling up, and Lou Dort cannot hit the shot. That should be game right there. There's only 3 seconds remaining. See, this is why you save your timeouts for things like this, so you can save time and advance the ball down the court. But now they got 3 seconds to score 5 points. Luka putting up the full court shot. It is no good. Shout out all the 26-year-olds. We got the W, which is funny because the average age in the NBA is also 26. And the 26-year-olds take over the entire US and a little bit of Canada. They are our Imperialism champs if age equal team. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Peace.